Hi, I'm Zank. This is the third video in the three-part series designed to make you proficient in hiring using oDesk, so you can free up your time and get a lot more done. In the last two videos, I covered my procedure for identifying and hiring a great candidate using oDesk. In this video, I'll show you how I use free online tools to manage my entire team. For communicating with my team, I avoid email as much as possible, and I use a combination of real-time chat using Skype and Trello for all task assignments and tracking. In this video, we're going to take an in-depth look at the new tool called Trello. So start at Trello.com and create a free account. Once you're logged into your account, we'll create a new board. I've created one called Demo. This is exactly how I did it. Click on New Board, Demo, and then just click Create. We've already got a board called Demo, so I'm just going to click on that to open that board. The way Trello works is you start out with lists. We've got three lists: a to-do list, a doing, and a done list. So you can see how this lends itself perfectly to assigning tasks or looking at bugs. So you understand exactly what your team needs to do, exactly who's working on what in the doing part, and then when it's done, you can see who completed which task. So let's just start out by actually creating a task in the to-do list. But instead of to-do, let's call it bugs. And we'll just save that. And from now on, this will always be called bugs. And doing, I'm just going to call it in progress. And I'm going to call this one completed. I actually like the labels that were there before. I just want to show you that it can all be customized. So the first thing you do is add a card. And you just say, update title of homepage. So this would be something you might want to do. So you click add, and then you go back there and you click on the card, and it opens up that particular card. Now, the first thing we can do is edit the description. Of the homepage from home to okay, that's a little corny, but we'll save that, and that's fine. So now we've got a card with the description. The next thing to do is to add a label to it. So these labels are just colors for now. We can add label titles. So let's name this one Not Urgent. Call this one Nice to Have. Call this one Important, and call this one Urgent. And then we can put this one, for Tom, something like that. And we can save these. Great. So this is maybe an important one. So I'll give it important, and then I can just close these labels. And now I can assign this to another member. I've got Michelle here, so I'm going to assign this to her. You can see that this little green icon at the bottom right of her avatar shows that she's actually online now and viewing Trello, so that's great. If she weren't, she would just receive an email about this. We can add a checklist if we want. So let's just add one of those for fun. So change title. And then add another item. Verify using testing site. And then we're all done. And then a due date, so let's make it due Monday. And then we can hit subscribe so we get emails about any changes made to this card. And I'll just close it out. So that's now an active card. The bug is update title of homepage. So we've just created our first card. So let's see what it looks like when someone comes in to work on that card. So if Michelle comes in, the first thing she would do is open up the card, say, okay, I understand what's going on here. I need to do this and this. There's the due date. There's a checklist of things that need to be done. She can close it when she understands it and then drag it over to in progress. Now I get an email right away that says that this card that I created has been put into the in progress queue. And if you look over here in the activity, you can see exactly what's happened. Now, as these items get checked off, I'll also receive an email letting me know that the items have been done. And now you can see 2 for 2 items have been completed. At this stage, it would likely get dragged over into the completed list, and then we can start the process all over again. So let's see what it looks like for a real bug, and I'll show you my actual workflow. Let's say that I want to change something about this search field here. So the first thing I would do is go in and take a screen capture of this part of the screen, and there we go. Now go back into Trello, add a card, and say, change email submit button color. Great. Now this may show up on several different pages in several different places, so it's important to let the person who's going to be working on this know exactly the one I'm talking about. So I'll say home page submit button only, please. See screenshot. Great. And then I hit save. Next thing I would do is I'd attach a file, pick from the computer, and I would take the very last screenshot. That was the one taken today, just a few seconds ago. Open up that file, and now that screenshot is attached to this card. I can attach a due date to this. Let's say it's due Friday. Hit save, and then I want to assign someone. But I'll show you another way you can assign someone. Let's close out this card. Notice there's no one assigned to this card right now. I can actually just take the avatar and drag it right onto the card, and now the person's assigned. So this person will receive an email saying that the person has been assigned to this task, which in this case is a bug to change the email submit button color. When the person opens this task, again, assesses what needs to be done, you can look at this, the screen capture, which opens up in a new window. Person would then drag this card over into the in progress bin, and once the job is completed, it gets dragged over into the completed list. I'm going to create one more card so I can show you one more thing. Add, and I'm going to assign myself to this card. Great. And then I won't edit any sort of a description. I won't write a comment. I'm just going to close this. So this is my demo card. Now, if this is assigned to me, again, if it's something I need to be working on, I can drag it onto in progress and I can write a comment. I don't understand the task. Great. I'll leave this comment there. Right away, the person who created this card, which in this case is me, would receive a notification saying that this is the comment that I left, that I don't understand the task. So then the person can come in who created the card, again, in this case it was me, and say, you know, here's some clarification. And I'll just abbreviate that for now, and we'll close this card. Now, let's say that this updating the title of the home page didn't get completed quite right. Maybe it was never really verified using the testing site because on the testing site it doesn't look quite right. I'll come back and uncheck that item, and I'll drag this card back into the in progress list. So there you can see how we can move things from right to left, from left to right. We can create cards, we can leave comments, we can add checklists, we can add due dates, we can assign people. All of these things are emailed to you as they happen every day so that you're staying completely aware of exactly what your team's up to. Now let's look at some of the other options over on the right-hand side. To add a member to Trello, you just type in the person's email and you click enter. It's as simple as that. There are lots of customizable options you can go through here in the Options tab. You can add another list. So let's say wish list. And now you've got a whole nother list, and you can populate this list as well. You can even drag these to change the order. To delete, you just go down to Archive, and it's gone. Filtering cards is terrific. You can look at all the tasks that are labeled non-urgent. We don't have any. There's a nice to have, important. We've got one card that was labeled important. We can remove that filter by clicking it again. Or we can go down and click on just the individuals we want. So for me, I've only got this one card assigned to me. If I click on Michelle and unclick me, I can see the cards that she's worked on. So if I want to see which card she's completed, I can just go right over here and look at this one column. I can see what's due in the next day, due in the next week, or due in the next month, and I can clear all the filters so I see everything once again. The activity board, you can just open it up and view all activity. That's really handy. It's really nice to see what's been going on. Even as you're working, you'll see your team make quick updates to this list. It's a great spot to get the pulse of your team and really see what they've been up to. So I hope this brief overview of Trello has given you some great ideas about how you can manage your team from any location. Thanks for watching.